Easy team. I thought I'd treat you guys with somewhere different. You know, I thought there's nothing more I'd like to do more to go and blow 3 rods underneath that old tree and see if we can catch another fish. But I was thinking to myself, now you lot deserve more, didn't you? And you must be getting bored watching the same old tree week in, week out. So I threw a few texts around and I booked us in at North House Lake for the night. And I've never fished this place before, ever, overnight. The only time I've been here, if you watch my blogs, you'll know that I caught bream on South Lagoon all night, got bored and dropped in here for an hour and a half in the morning. That's the only time I've wet a line here, so I know very little about it. I don't know the stock. I don't know if there's any other species in here. I don't know what the biggest ones are, what the going swim is. But I have been for a walk round, not seen a lot. The only activity I've seen is in the end swim, which is just here, which reminds me the toilet goes into nothing and there's an out of bounds, very much like toilet. But there are a few, whether it's carp or not, I don't know. But there are a few bubbles sort of middle of the lake through here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to set up in here because I think 2 solid bags out in that weed is going to shift them off. So my little plan is there's definitely fish down here. I'm going to fish the next swim down and just throw 2 bags in the weed. Maybe intercept one on its way out, because I think if I jump in here and wallop 2 bags out, they're just going to vacate the area. At least if I wallop in there, they're going to dart off that way and they can't go nowhere else. So they'll have to come back. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to get all my gear set up and then catch up with you guys in a bit. Right, catch up time. So I had sort of a slow setup. I didn't want to tear in here and bomb a load of rods out and all the rest of it. So I just sort of had a slow setup whilst keeping an eye on the water. And what's been happening over sort of the first hour or so is just random sort of bubbles coming up in the central channel. Couple close in. I mean, I don't know what they are. A couple of them have been fairly substantial, which I would imagine are bigger fish. So I whipped out a lead across the back. I actually felt a drop, little tiny one, not to make too much disturbance, and then just one pass, just dragged it back through the swim just to see what I've got out there. And it snagged up a few times and come free a few times. So, and then we brought out a weed about that long, something like that. So I don't think it's too bad in front of me. Certainly not on that pass anyway. So so what I've done is I knocked up 2 little PVA bags, just with some stick mix and micro pellet, and just infused it with a bit of gear with a syringe. Underarmed one into the central channel, and then the other one I've just popped out just in front of the lily pads, just in front of me. And over the last sort of 10-15 minutes we've had a couple of knocks on the rods, so there's fish around. Whether they're carp or not, yet to be seen, but the rods are fishing, guys. And yeah, I shall catch up when I can. Gringo. So it's about 10:30 now. As far as activity goes, I've seen 2 sort of 4 or 5 pounders come out, and 1 mid-double just to the right of me. But I've been sat on the end of the swim for about an hour just looking for anything. And if you sit right on the corner, I can see pretty much all the lake down there. And I hadn't seen anything. Nothing consistent, nothing to say, oh, there's fish right down there. There's no, very little to go out, but conditions aren't the best. It's dead still, there's no cloud. I think it's going to be one of them hard nights, and perhaps we'll get another chance in the morning. I was expecting, not expecting, but I thought something may have happened just as it got dark, because there's quite a few bubblers coming up and what have you. But for whatever reason, nothing happened. So I flicked out a few 10 mils over the two, where the two bags are, just in case I'm fishing with a single hook bait. Obviously, I think solid bags are great. I don't do a lot of it. After a couple of hours of a solid bag being in, what goes through my mind is that you're fishing with a single hook bait. I think the little fish come in, they smash all them pellets and what's in the bag are only little, aren't they? And you could have a fish go over it, and just one flick of a fin, it's gone, and you're fishing with a single. So that's probably why I don't fish with bags that much. I'd rather fish with sort of a single over a bed of boilies. But being weedy, obviously it makes it presentable, doesn't it? I don't really know much about what's in front of me, and with a solid bag I know it's fishing effectively, so I would imagine the pair of them are still fishing effectively, but with sort of very little bait around it. So I just flicked some 10 mils out over the top of them, just to put a bit over them, really. But we'll just have to see how it goes, isn't it? It's one of them. It's a brand new lake. I've got a plan. I've got all my stuff back together, pretty much sort of tidy. I'm pretty local to the van, so we'll have to see what happens in the morning. I'm certainly not going to sort of rush off, but I shall be up at 4 and I shall have a look, and if I think there's fish in front of me, I shall stay put for a little while. But if I think there's nothing around, then what I shall do is I shall just dribble the rods in quickly, get rid of this fucking thing, get rid of the bed, get back on the barrow nice and light, pick up my little seat, and we'll go for a meander like I did the other morning when I come down after South Lagoon. I found them quite easily. There was localised, there was a load of carp just about 3 swims up, weren't there? So I had put some bait in this swim next door as well, just to keep an eye on that in the morning as well. So we've got a couple of options, we've got a plan. So it's still early days. It's just I was expecting something to happen then, it didn't. So you're all a bit edgy until you catch your first one from a new lake, aren't you? But we'll see. We've got a plan, we've got a few ideas, so all is not lost. So I'm going to try and get my head down and get some kips so I can get up early and be a bit alert. So I'm going to crack it off here, guys, and I'll catch up with you as and when. Morning, team. It's a very quiet night for me, guys. It's literally died a death. Not a single bleep was had overnight. So as promised, I've been up since about 4 o'clock. And 2 seconds. I've been up since about 4 o'clock. And I've seen a few fish down here still. A couple have busted out by them reeds over there. And so I'm just sorting out a different rig. I've already blasted this over and clipped it up. And it's actually nice and clean. Which it's become apparent that this place is actually quite weedy. And why does it always give you grief? There we go. So I'm just about to blast this over. Just a Ronnie. Got a dull hook bait, a BFM hook bait. I'm just going to blast it up, sit it next to the reeds, and then just bang a catapult over the top of them. Right. The reason why I'm using 10s is they're a bit quieter. I'll tell you what, they're perfect size for a good whack. Nice. One more. So you can tell this morning, my brain just isn't functioning at all whatsoever. So, what's that about? So while I've been stood here, there's been a couple of fish jump to my right in the weed. I flicked a tiny little lead out, and yeah, that's proper weedy out there. So I've just switched things up a bit, gone for a choddy with a classic 80s style height on it. And I'm just going to blast that at them. See how we get on with that. Well, I'm not going to lie, it's proper hard going this morning. So I left the rods fishing for about an hour, something like that. Random knocks, but nothing conclusive showing. No bubbles or anything. No feeding patches coming up anywhere. So I left them in there for a period, and then I thought, sod this. I must be missing out somewhere, you know. So I pulled them in, just left them on the pod for a minute. It's only me and another bloke here. I wandered down the other end and spent about 45 minutes just gazing across the lake, meandering about, looking for anything. And I haven't seen a thing to go by. So it makes it awkward, doesn't it? It's I come back in here and I see a fish jump out behind a rope in the out of bounds. And then about 5 minutes later, another one come out. It might be the same one, I don't know. But I've just decided just to throw them back out just for an hour or so, because I'm just losing enthusiasm now. I do. I'm not one for like hoping. That's why I stopped doing the competitions. So I used to do the BCAC and stuff. But it all depends on the draws and that. So obviously we all know what happened on the first time I entered it. So the second time I entered it, we come out relatively close in the draw. So obviously I chose a swim, which I'd obviously been for a walk round. We chose a swim where I'd seen fish, and we ended up qualifying again. So the third time I went, we come out last in the draw, and we ended up in this channel where there's like literally no fish all weekend, and I had the fucking right arse, you know. And then we entered it again, and we come out second from last, and that was the last time I went. I was like, I ain't doing this. It's not worth my time. It's just the luck of the draw, in it, you know. Sitting in a swim all weekend for no fish in it, so it don't sound like fun. So that's when I decided just to pack the comps up, get me done with it. Rather go and fish weekend down the syndicate. So, but anyway, I'm gonna leave these about an hour. See how we get on. Right, guys, my session's pretty much just non-existent. I've seen one fish jump since 4 o'clock this morning. It's now 9. So rather than waste the block, what I thought I'd do is just show you how to knuckle them reeds at the back. So they've all been there. You want to get nice and close, and you fund them one straight in it. Well, the easiest way to do it is to cast short and then just clip up, just keep releasing line until you get as close as you want to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with one. I'm going to guess one over there and see where it lands. Okay, it's really important to stand. Well, there you go. That was clean. I would say, right, I'm going to clip that up, but not put anything on. I was supposed to land a bit shorter than that, guys. But if I'd have landed shorter, say like a rod length shorter, I'd have paid off a rod length worth of line and clipped it up. So I estimate that always looks a bit closer from here than it does there. I would estimate that about half a rod length off it. So I've clipped it up, and I'm going to bomb another one over there and see where it lands on the clip. Okay. Right, so I know I can get a bit closer to that. Now I know what the clippage is. So I'm going to pay off 3 foot and clip it back up. Yep, and clip it back up. Okay. I know that spot is clean for about 3/4 of a rod length, and then it hits the weed. So anything shorter than that, I'm going to hit weed. So it come back nice and clean. So again, feet in the same place. I nearly took out that dove with my rod tip then, and we'll see if we can get it a bit closer. Rod in the same place. There you go. And it hit the bottom. That's probably about a foot off them reeds. And that, guys, is that to smash the reeds. Relatively easy. Sorted. So I was just sat on the edge of the swim, just putting that little video together I just done, and a fish come out, literally just down there, just by the side of me, probably about a rod length out from this tree. So I've run one in and just dribbled a bait where I see it come out, and just passed the rod round the tree, and I've split the stick so my rod's pointing to it. But it sounded all right. I mean, obviously I didn't see it, I did back to it, but it sounded like a good fish. So I was losing enthusiasm, to tell you the truth. I was getting ready to sack it off and go home, but I guess another half hour won't hurt, will it? This geezer walked past and must have debated for something. He'd come and get some tools, and we had like a little chat and whatever. And he was, "Where you fishing?" I was like, "There's one over there and one down here." And he was like, "Whip it over to the yellow boy, mate." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's nice and clean over there." I was like, "Got a bit of line out in there." He's like, "Nah, people fish over there. Just don't go over it. I'll have to give you a ring and we'll have to come and retrieve your line." I was like, "Ah, okay." So when he went, I blasted one over to the yellow boy, and took me about 3 goes, and I literally smacked it on the chin as it went in. But unfortunately, I was recording the white boy because my eyes aren't the best. So this one's been fishing underneath the yellow boy for about an hour, and then the right hand one I moved in because about 20 minutes ago or so, it's been apparent that there's been fish come in. I've seen fish come in, and yeah, there's patches coming up sort of quite frequently now. There's definitely some fish moved in within the last 20 minutes, half an hour. So, but sod's law, I'm out of time. I've got to go now. It's just fishing, isn't it? You know. But there's patches all over the place now. I've literally got about 5 minutes. So yeah, it's like our first overnight on North House has ended up in a blank, guys. So yeah, sorry it hasn't been that entertaining. But I mean, to be fair, I weren't going to post it, but it's sort of like my diary piece as well. So it's just but that's fishing, isn't it? You know, you catch all the time. So these have literally got 5 minutes. I'm just going to get that stuff packed up, and then the rods are coming with me. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Been a joy
as always, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later, guys.